Am I seriously at that age of desperation? I have to go to a singles event now.
Why is dating in this generation so goddamn difficult? Like,
we do have men there, but the ratio is majority women.
Almost 90% of the people there were by themselves.
It's quite obvious why men aren't attending these events. I mean, just look at dating today.
Why do men not go to singles events? Why don't y'all go? The ones in the church?
Single men of New York City, I have a very strong hunch that you're not going to a lot of speed dating events or singles mixers.
Anyone dating in 2025 using dating apps.
At the end of the day, saving money is more important than paying to get rejected. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
A month ago, I decided to quit online dating. I'm looking for hot, fit, single guys of New York.
Look at what's going on. When you're going out to clubs, single events, there's not going to be a lot of men there.
Not me getting fully ready to go to a singles Valentine mixer, and now I don't want to go.
So I saw this study last night that said 80% of men have just given up on dating.
There is a video of 50,000 views that single girls want to meet single dudes. Can we do an event?
No! Get ready with me for a singles event and while I talk about where to meet people in Orange County. So somebody commented and said that there is a singles event tonight. And I'm like, has it really come to this? Am I seriously at that age of desperation that it's I have to go to a singles event now? Now I'm going to singles events. This is actually kind of depressing, but it's fine. I'm fine. But that's why I came to TikTok, because I was honestly, let me ask the people of TikTok, the girlies of OC, where are the places to go? Where should you meet people? And you know what? I have been on Hinge. I just deleted it because I really needed a break, but I'm really not getting the best results from Hinge.
Well, a lot of women are at that age of desperation where they're storming single events in search of a man. It's as though time is running out and the urgency to settle down becomes overwhelming. These women often find themselves in environments where they're not just hoping for a genuine connection, but are almost frantic in their pursuit of a partner. At these events, the energy shifts from looking for compatibility to simply wanting to find someone, anyone, who will validate their existence and their desire for companionship. This desperation is often rooted in deeper fears, like not wanting to be alone forever, or feeling like they missed out on opportunities when they were younger. It's an emotional roller coaster of wanting love, but being uncertain about how to find it without coming across as too eager or too desperate.
I went to a singles event, and everyone's wondering why I went to a singles event. Well, gee, I don't know, because I'm single. Why else do you go? I'm not married. So yeah, I went. And it was all women, so I'm not going back.
Not me getting fully ready to go to a singles Valentine mixer, and now I don't want to go. Do I just stay home and watch a movie, or do I just rally and do it for the plot?
Single men of New York City, I have a very strong hunch that you're not going to a lot of speed dating events or singles mixers, because the ratio always seems off and there always seems to be a scramble to get more guys to show up at these events. So single men, what are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you hanging out? Are you only using dating apps to meet people? Just where are you and how can we find you?
You said, leave us alone. We've listened. Why would a guy go to get swiped left on in real life? I'm tired of being used as an human wallet, so I stay home. Emotionally mature and stable, single men are at home living in peace. Well, madam, your strong hunch is correct. Many men are not attending these singles events, and why would they? There's really no reason to show up in person just to experience the same thing they already do on dating apps. If anything, in-person events are often worse. At least with dating apps, men can filter through options quickly and move on when they sense disinterest. But at these events, they're expected to put in effort, approach women, and risk public rejection, often in front of an audience, while the women sit back and wait to be pursued. And let's be real, many of these events attract the same women who are only there for validation, attention, or just to have something to do, not because they're genuinely looking for a relationship. The ratios will always be off because at the end of the day, these guys just really don't care to go. And why would they? What's the incentive? They already know they're walking into a situation where they're outnumbered by women who have sky-high expectations.
Anyone dating in 2025 using dating apps, temperature check, are we okay? Are both sides, are we doing okay? Because it seems far worse than before. And I don't know, we need to both go to our rooms and start over or something.
To all my single girls who have also been having the worst time with dating this year, here's to focusing on ourselves and not talking to boys in 2025.
Help me figure this out. I think I'm pretty cute, but nobody ever hits on me. And I go out. I go to places by myself. I'm not expecting anybody to pay my bills or pay for my dinner, but nobody ever hits on me. Look, I'm alright. Why? And don't be like, oh, don't say I'm intimidating. It's because they're intimidated, right? So no. So there just aren't any confident men. And when men do come up, I do say, hey, I know how hard it is for you guys to approach women, so I appreciate it. I don't know. What do you think? What do I do?
What this woman is experiencing is something many women have gone through. Men not approaching them. While many women cope by saying it's because men are intimidated or hesitant, the truth they often don't want to face is that these men simply aren't interested or don't find them attractive. It's a hard reality to accept, but it's part of dating and human connection. As you can see by this woman here, men not hitting on her takes a toll on her confidence. It's difficult not to internalize rejection, especially when it's constant or unspoken. When a woman isn't getting the attention or interest she hopes for, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. It starts to chip away at her sense of self-worth, making her question if there's something wrong with her or if she's just not good enough. And you'd think many women would be happy about this when men are listening to them and giving them the space they claim they needed.
Hardwig Soft Life Experiment Part 5. I decided that it is my fault that I am single because I have not put myself in the right places enough times. So I am taking matters into my own hands and I went to a singles mixer tonight. To help me attract my pasta and lobster man, I wore one of my new wigs with no edges.
I went to a singles event last night, and yes, you might think they're corny, they're cheesy, they might be the rejects all in one room.
I'm looking for hot, fit, single guys of New York City who want to come to a workout on Friday night, 6:45 for hot, sexy singles. It's going to be a hot sculpt class. If you want to get off the apps, as you should, because they're so lame, come in person. I'm teaching a class that's half guys, half girls, and I have more guy spots to fill. So if you know of a hot single guy, please send this video to them and spread the word. I hope to see you there, 6:45 in Chelsea. Message me for more info.
In the comments section of this video, only women responded saying they wanted to come. Not a single guy showed interest. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this because, realistically, it's mostly women in their 30s who suddenly start looking to settle down. This woman is requesting hot single guys to fill up her roster. But let's be honest. Will the quality of women attending actually match the quality of the hot guys she wants there? That's the real question. Because high-value, attractive men who have their lives together aren't struggling to get women. They don't need to attend singles events or put themselves in a room where the odds are stacked in their favor already. If anything, they have more options than ever and can be just as selective, if not more. These guys have no reason to go out of their way when women are already competing for their attention elsewhere. Meanwhile, the women who ignored good men in their 20s are now the ones scrambling to find a good man when the dating market isn't catering to them anymore.
Men in Houston, this is for you. I don't care if you're from here, not from here, moved here, just visiting. The women are asking for y'all. Like, all I can do is provide the vibes. We do have men there, but the ratio is majority women. I'm not going to lie to y'all. So, shit, pull up.
So I saw this study last night said 80% of men have just given up on dating. Specifically, men over the age of 30 have just given up on dating. They don't want to do it anymore. It's not worth it to them. So women are picking over a whole bunch of dirtbag men and sleeping with a bunch. But the men out there who are actually husband material have no interest in dating. Why? That's my question for you today. Why do you have no interest in dating?
This is really good, like a great question, because I am very curious about it, except for the club part. I don't care Nathan about no club. Why do men not go to singles events? Like, why don't y'all go? The ones in the church, or just like regular single? I don't know. I'm only talking about the ones in the church because those are normally the only ones I go to. But why don't y'all go? So do y'all not know about it, or do y'all just not want to go? Like, what is it? Because at the end of the day, y'all the ones who get down and propose to women. So I'm just curious why y'all don't go. But I already feel like y'all got the pick of the litter anyways. Like, y'all don't really need to go. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm very curious to know.
Depending on your past experiences, some of these women have done so much damage, we rather be alone than risk losing our peace. Most men realize that single events are just online dating in person. The majority of women are only interested in a select few of men. Those events are tailored to women, and with all the balloon-popping videos and what women seem to want from men, it doesn't truly benefit a man to go just to possibly get rejected by 20 women. Dating, courting relationships don't benefit men. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. What women don't understand about men not attending single events is that for many, they've already been there and faced the disappointment. They've experienced the rejection or the cold treatment, and for those who haven't, they've heard countless stories from other men about how these events are often set up to inflate women's egos rather than actually foster genuine connections. Men go, hoping for something real, but they end up feeling like they're just there to validate someone's self-worth. It's disheartening to see how these events can often feel like a game, with women rejecting men for superficial reasons, which only reinforces the idea that there's little value in attending. And frankly, the idea of paying to go somewhere just to be rejected feels like a waste of time and money for men. Why would a man continue to invest in an environment that doesn't treat him with respect or offer any real opportunities to connect?
Not me truly believing that I was being like sexy and mysterious at a singles event, only for a guy to approach me and ask, "Are you okay?"
One thing about me is just like, where's my husband? You know what I mean?
I recently moved to Chicago in October. I'm single and I hate dating apps. I mean, dating in general is just kind of brutal. Instead of waiting for someone to swipe on me, I decided I'm going to start throwing singles events around Chicago. I partnered with Thursday and we throw singles events almost every Thursday around Chicago. Our next one's going to be tomorrow in River North at 8 p.m. with an entire hour of a hosted champagne happy hour. Tickets are literally only $15 and who knows, you might meet the love of your life. And if nothing else, you might make a friend. If you're single and you live in Chicago and you want something to do tomorrow, come to my dating event and I look forward to seeing you there.
Where have the real men gone? This lady went on a date with someone she met online. She goes to the bathroom and comes back and the man is gone. He has just completely left. What happened to men of decency, men of character? What happened to sitting down with a woman and having an enjoyable dinner, having some nice conversation, and then walking the woman to her car, or at that time driving a woman, back home and going on about your way? Even if the conversation, even if you realize that you did not gel with this woman, you still had a nice date.
That man could have left for multiple reasons. Maybe she didn't look like her profile picture, or maybe her energy was completely different in person. But a lot of women like to do this. They confuse trifling men for good men, acting like all men are playing games, when, in reality, the good men she's trying to fit in this box aren't even entertaining the dating world as much anymore. Many of them have grown tired of the endless cycles of deception and entitlement. These good men aren't ghosting, they're opting out. They're redirecting their energy toward building their lives, focusing on their careers, and finding peace instead of wasting time in a dating market that doesn't appreciate them. The types of men that these women are getting played by in the dating market are the players, the ones who never had any intention of committing in the first place. And because they get ghosted, used, or hurt by these men, they turn around and say, "Where are the good men?" As if all men are the same, when in reality, the good men were either overlooked, rejected, or ignored.
LA Singles is this Saturday night at Sky Bar in West Hollywood, and it's going to be lit, so y'all better be coming. Let me tell you about it in a little bit. You will get a wristband. Green is for single, yellow is for it's complicated, and red is for in a relationship. So the party is really open to everyone. Even if your friends are in relationships, they can totally come with you if you want them there to be your wing girl or wing man.
Guys, my mum was so serious about me finding an Igbo man this year. Like, there's this Igbo speed dating thing that's going on today, and my mum with speed, she saw it, she was like, "You must go," and she shut the door. She even wanted me to wear trad, as in she wanted me to wear a long traditional gown to this speed dating event. Like, you're literally just getting to know like new people, and she wants me to wear a gown, traditional gown. I said, please, I beg, let me just wear one dress and just be moving. So yeah, so I'm literally going to document how it goes today, and yeah, like, she really wants me to find an Igbo husband today, so yeah.
Oh damn, you know it's serious when the mother is pressuring the daughter to get a husband. That's when reality really starts to hit. Because if even her own mother, who's supposed to be her biggest supporter, is worried, then it's clear that time isn't on her side. For years, women have been told they have all the time in the world, that they should focus on their careers, their independence, and that marriage can come later. But when later finally arrives, the panic sets in. Some mothers see the bigger picture. They know how this story usually plays out, and they don't want their daughters waking up one day, full of regret, realizing they've missed their window. A mother pressuring her daughter to find a husband isn't just about tradition, it's about experience. She's seen other women end up alone, struggling with loneliness, watching as the dating pool shrinks while their standards remain the same.
Girls, please excuse how I look right now, but who else is moaning about being single and not being able to meet anyone, etc., but is also sat inside on a Saturday night like me? Because I do this and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I want a man, I want this, I want that. But best believe I'm not leaving my flat, and I'll still sit around thinking, why am I single? Why haven't I met anyone? But, you know, that's what us girls do, apparently. But the thing is, I'm not even on Hinge or anything like that, so it's not even like I can just rely on that. But every weekend I think, shall I go back on it? Shall I have a look? Oh, I can't bring myself to do it again. I really can't. So yeah, is there anyone else with me?
Now I'm fully ready to have this conversation about New York men and their staring problem, because dating up here is already a hot mess as is, and the staring just honestly perpetuates the entire issue. Now, I'm from Atlanta, and I'm very much used to men going out their way to show their interest in you, like grabbing your arm at the club, pushing past their friends to get to you, like very much so giving, I'm interested in you on a billboard to get your attention. But it is not like that up here. Like, you really be having to guess and play games to figure out if a New York man is interested in you. Because for the most part, all they do when you're like out at a party and stuff is just look at you like this. And then you think to yourself, does this king expect me, my fine self, to go out my way to talk to him like he's the prize? Absolutely not.
Whether women like it or not, that's just what's going to keep happening. These men are just staring now because they'd rather refrain from getting in trouble. Approaching women, especially in certain environments, has become a risk. And men are opting out instead of putting themselves in uncomfortable or even dangerous situations. Grabbing a woman in the club, striking up a conversation, or making the first move isn't something they do anymore, not in a time where many women openly despise the sight of men. They would definitely rather avoid the potential backlash. This is the result of years of social conditioning, where men have been told to stay in their lane unless explicitly invited. Now, women are feeling the effects of that shift, and you can tell this woman here is egotistical, stating, "Does he think I'm going to approach him when I'm the prize?" well, if that's your thinking, madam, you will continue being single. This kind of entitlement is exactly why so many women struggle in the dating market.
Everybody told me that I sound like CG5. Probably because I am CG5.
I made a post asking where the single men are in Atlanta that are not completely unhinged, because I'm new here and this is the majority of the comments that I got. But let's go see if we can find them in the wild. Maybe they're at the grocery store. Can confirm they're not. Alright, so no prospects in there, but there's quite literally no one in there, so I'm keeping hope alive. I did find these beautiful flowers though, so the saga continues. Drop some suggestions in the comments.
It's 11 p.m. I was out from 5 to 11 tonight in Boston, bar hopping, trying to meet some eligible bachelors. But we went to, me and my friend, 7 bars, 7 different bars in Boston. And the crowds were just off. Where are the late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s year old men going? We went to a couple places by the garden because there was a Bruins game tonight, and then we went out in Seaport, a couple sports bars, cocktail bar, and the crowd was either really young, like early 20s, mid 20s, or really old, like 60s. So I'm just wondering, where are the men our age hiding? Because I go out, I have hobbies, I don't want to go back on the apps, but where are they?
This is every woman's struggle today. They go out to bars, attend events, and even put themselves in places where men are located, yet somehow they just can't seem to find a good man. And it's really unfortunate that dating has come to this. But the real question is, are these women truly looking for a good man? Or are they looking for a specific kind of man? One who meets their long list of requirements and is still willing to chase them. Because plenty of good men exist, but they're not found in the same places these women keep looking. They're not the flashy guys at the bar, or the ones playing the social games women are drawn to in their younger years. On top of that, many good men have already checked out. They've seen too many women go after the wrong guys for years, only to start searching for a good man once they've exhausted their options. It's either these women are going to have to approach men or accept the reality that they might stay single. The days of sitting back and waiting for the right guy to magically show up are over.
A lot of women are bums, and you have high standards with low quality in yourself. You want a man to have 6 figures. You want a man to take care of you, pay all your bills. You want a man to do this, that, and the third. Elevate your life. But you can't do that for yourself. So why is a man going to invest that into you when you don't even do that for yourself? If you don't show a man that you're worth that yourself, why is it that you feel obligated to meet somebody? And most times it's a stranger. You meet a stranger and he ain't trying to pay your bills. You don't want to deal with him. That's insane.
It's a stranger.
But here's the flip side of that. Women are putting themselves in situations where they're dealing with less than for a nigga that's paying their bills.
No, most women feel like when they fuck a nigga, they can fuck some money out of a nigga too.
Prostitution. That's modern day prostitution. You want to mess with a nigga that got money and you think you calculating his pockets. Oh, he got money. That's his money. And then when you fuck him, you get mad because you don't get nothing. If we're going to be anything in
That's absolutely correct. It is definitely the world's oldest profession, but these women don't call it that. Instead, they mask it under terms like high standards or knowing their worth, when in reality they just believe they're entitled to a man's money without offering much in return. And that's the real issue. Imagine a man genuinely looking to date seriously, hoping to find a woman who values him for who he is, only to be met with a pool of entitled women who see him as nothing more than a provider. The modern dating market is filled with women who expect financial perks, expensive dates, and a lifestyle upgrade just for showing up. Meanwhile, they bring nothing but expectations. For a man who actually wants a meaningful relationship, the selection process becomes exhausting. He has to sift through women who are more focused on what he can do for them than on actually building something real. And after a while, he realizes the truth. The selection isn't worth the headache. Why would he put in effort for someone who sees him as a walking wallet rather than a partner?
I always tell my clients to try speed dating, but here's why most of them are not getting results. The questions that you ask on your speed dates matter. So a lot of people just say like, where are you from? What do you do? Very surface level questions. If you only have a short amount of time to get to know someone, you need to start asking questions that are going to build connection and therefore build attraction. So what does this look like? My favorite question for speed dating is to ask her, what is exciting you about your life right now, or what are you most passionate about? Not only will this open up the conversation and make things flow, but you're going to get to know her on a deeper level and see if her interests and passions really match with yours. Follow along for more dating tips.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight is another Bumble in real life singles event. At first, you don't succeed, try again. The first one was actually a good event, even though it didn't result in any sort of a love connection. The second one was kind of a disaster, but I did make some new friends, so we shall see what the third one has in store for me. This one is a little bit closer to my house, which is nice for a quick exit. I am attending by myself. It is supposed to have some light hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, things like that. So we'll see.
Well, the truth is, a lot of these women aren't getting lucky at these events. They aren't getting the man they want, and they can't find that love they're yearning for. They show up hoping to meet their ideal guy, but instead, they're met with disappointment, rejection, or just not enough men at the event. So they keep going to these events, hoping that maybe this time will be different. But the same cycle repeats. They don't meet the man they want, they leave feeling frustrated, and the search continues. What they fail to realize is that it's not just the events that are the problem, it's the fact that their expectations no longer match their reality. For older women, it's especially hard at these events. The competition is fierce, and the reality is that men, especially the high-value ones, will likely not be interested.
I'm going speed dating tonight, so I have an hour to get ready. My friend told me about this. She was like, you know, you just got out of a relationship. You should try to put yourself back out there. And I was like, all right, I'll go. Thinking she was going to go with me, so now I'm going by myself. And I currently have a jump off, so I don't know if this is allowed, but I mean, he could be out there with other women. I don't know. It's very casual, so I'm about to go speed dating and see what happens there. If all goes well, I'll tell my other single girlfriends like, hey, you should try speed dating. My friends are like, well, what are you going to wear? And I honestly didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, just a nice top and jeans. But yeah, I find this whole thing equal parts exciting, but also embarrassing because I literally paid $45 to go meet men. I need to do my hair.
For those who don't know what a jump-off is, it's having another person on the roster, basically a side piece kept around while being in a relationship. So this is a woman who was in a relationship, and while she was in that relationship, she had a jump-off. Now that things didn't work out, she's off to a singles event to try and meet other men. And this right here is exactly why I said these kinds of events are for broken people. These events are often filled with people carrying emotional baggage, unresolved issues, or simply looking to use others as a rebound. Instead of genuinely seeking a meaningful connection, many are just cycling through partners, hoping to fill a void they refuse to acknowledge. If someone has been hopping from one situation to another without ever taking time to reflect or grow, what kind of relationship do they expect to build?
Come to a singles event with me alone. I told myself I was going to be more independent and go to events alone, and my friend was hosting this one, which is why I went, and she made me do a speed dating activity, which was actually really interesting. I got to meet a lot of people, so this is your sign to put yourself out there and be independent.
Is anyone else on the dating apps and having an absolutely miserable time? If you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm single and newly dating, but having no luck. And a lot of you have commented that you're in the same boat. So I was thinking, what if I hosted a little speed dating event? It's giving, are you looking for hot single women in your area? But no, seriously, if I hosted a speed dating event, would you guys come? Because I feel like a lot of people are in the same boat, not having any luck and like want to meet people organically. So I don't know. Let me know if you'd show up.
I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now.
We just left the event.
So bad.
I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom.
No, it was actually.
We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfished,
It felt like a sick joke. I was like, literally thinking to myself, like, why am I, like, how did I get here?
That's what I've been talking about. Look at what's going on. When you're going out to clubs, single events, there's not going to be a lot of men there. Okay? It's going to be a lot of women. All right? We were lied to. Our aunties, mamas, they lied to us. They said we had tons of time. They said we could do whatever we wanted to do, get your career and do this thing. And look what's happening. Look at these single events being all women. And it's probably not going to be the top of the pop crowd that the men are looking for. They're not looking for a lot of single, bitter women. Okay? So I want you to think about that. When you're sitting there being picky and saying what you won't do, and how you won't be submissive, and how you won't do this if they don't do this, if they're not this tall, if they don't make this amount of money, these are your options. These are your options. And this is why I do this. This is why I do this on my platform, because I'm trying to get women to understand this is what's going on. This is reality. Showing up to singles events and it being 90% women. This is what's going to go on. You get what's left. Okay?
Once again, these women are reaping what they sow. Going to singles events, going to bars, going to the gym, just anywhere where men are searching for them. This is the kind of dating world that women created when they told all men to leave them alone, when they placed all men in the same category, treating them as threats, nuisances, or disposable options until they were ready to settle down. For years, they celebrated girl power, independence, and rejecting men just for fun. They made public spectacles of curving guys who approached them, encouraged each other to have rosters, and insisted that men needed to earn the right to even speak to them. Social media became filled with videos of women mocking men's efforts, shaming them for being average, and demanding only the top percentage of guys. And what did men do in response? They listened. They took a step back, stopped approaching, and stopped playing a game that was designed to make them the bad guys, no matter what they did. But now, take a look. We have a bunch of women struggling to find a good man. Guess your wish did come true after all.
Why is dating in this generation so goddamn difficult? Like, I was talking to this guy and he's like, oh, I want to hang out. And I was like, okay, whatever. And they were playing something. And then, he was like, oh, like, well, can I come over? I was like, no, because whatever. And then he's like, oh, well, do you want to sext? How did we get here? I've never seen you in person, never FaceTime, I don't even have your number. Can we sext? I fucking hate it here. And then, I mean, that's why I've been off the dating apps. I haven't been on them all year, but I'm just like, oh my God, fuck, that shit's so goddamn annoying.
I'm trying so hard to get a singles event for Farm World 2025. I have messaged Lada Park. I have messaged my friend who was like a sponsor to be like, hey, There is a video of 50,000 views that single girls want to meet single dudes. Can we do an event, radio silence? So I am trying. So if you know any farming companies, if you know any, I don't know, lawnmower people, can tag them because we want a singles event.
The fact that so many women are eager to attend these singles events should prove who the real prize is here. If men were the ones desperate to settle down, we'd see them rushing to sign up, but we don't. The reality is, men aren't flooding into these events because they don't need to. They understand that these gatherings aren't set up in their favor, and they're not interested. There's nothing wrong with wanting to date, but I definitely don't recommend singles events, especially not for men looking for something serious. These events tend to attract women who are either past their prime dating years and suddenly want commitment, or women who aren't looking for genuine partnership, but rather a financial safety net. In modern dating, a lot of women aren't searching for love. They're searching for help. But a smart man knows better. If he's looking for a woman to settle down with, a singles event is one of the worst places to do it. The best relationships are built organically, not through a room full of people trying to secure a partner out of urgency or convenience.
Does anyone else feel like walking into a singles event feels a little bit like walking into a meat market where everyone's just checking each other out? I'm getting ready for a singles young professionals dinner, and honestly the main reason I'm going is because my friends are going. Trying to go to these events alone can be so daunting and really exhausting. And I'm seeing that from experience. My friends and I have been to so many of these dinners. It's really just become part of our social rotation and we already know what to expect. And of course, there's the other reason us singles go, just in case we meet someone. We're always told to go into these events with zero expectations, and we tell ourselves that too. There's always that tiny flicker of hope that maybe tonight will be different. Maybe tonight I'll actually have a good conversation, or maybe tonight I will meet someone. But I've learned that we need to keep going to these events because even though you might not meet your person at that particular event, you never know who might be the one to introduce you to them later on. If you're single, I know how exhausting these events can be. But I'm telling you, if you're debating on going to an event, just go for it. Share this with your single friends, make plans to go together, just have fun, be yourselves, and hopefully one day we won't need to go to these events anymore.
It's really unfortunate that many women have to resort to this to try and lock down a man. If only they had taken dating seriously while they had all the opportunities in the world, then maybe they wouldn't be struggling so much now. The truth is, the dating market doesn't wait for anyone, especially not for women who spent years believing they could put love on the back burner and still have endless options later. Them going to these events is proof that good men don't stay single for too long. A high-quality man, the kind they now desperately want, isn't going to sit around waiting. There will always be a good woman who sees potential in him early on, values him, and locks him down. And that's the brutal reality. Many of these women are now competing for F-boys in the dating market, but it was their own decisions that led them there.